All right, we're streaming. We're live on YouTube. Going to be restreaming this thing soon. We need to be YouTube, Rumble, and X on the restream. We're using Bookmaps, decliners, and advancers right up here in the right corner. Right there in the right corner. Right up there. And then coupled with the sound of, I equate it to the boat starts to move. That's these indicators here. And then the rope starts to stretch, and then the skier starts to come up out of the water. And the skier comes out of the water and start getting the noise. And then we start skiing. And somewhere in that process, you put on a trade. Right before the skier falls, you close out your position. That's what we're going to do today. Started this account a couple of days ago. Got $630 toward our $3,000 minimum profit target for Tradeify. Just doing a little prop account trading. Going to try to get a little payout on this in a couple of weeks. And then back to trading regular old cash. Trading regular old cash. My money. Hate these stupid consistency rules. Literally the other day I had to lose money on trades on purpose. Felt so weird to have to lose money so you don't have to blow your consistency. People have videos out there on it. You could go look it up. But basically, you got a 20, 30, 40, whatever percent consistency rule. No one day can exceed that number. And so if you have a great day, a great trade, you get a runner, and you stay in it on your Ashi candle, you just let it run, and you're not watching your consistency. And then you got one day, let's say you got a $3,000 consistency, you got one day that's $2,000. Well, then you all your other days, that can't be more than 30% of your days. So you wind up increasing how much profit you got to make before you get to your target. Your target basically is increased because you got to keep trading until all the other days eclipse that one day's percentage of the total. And you got to think about all that while you're trading, you know. So not good. 0, 0, 0, everything. We got $2,000 drawdown. No trades are taken, so everything's at 0. 50,630. Let's just see where we are here. What we're going to do today. Market opens about 9 minutes. Listening to Trade Brigade Matt behind me. You might be able to see that on the screen. Just went through all our levels for the NQ. It's not that important to me. I'll be trading on the 30-second and 1 minute charts today. In and out, baby. Basically, gonna be doing small micro scalps, get up to about a $500-600, and then we're gonna call it a day, no matter what. Around 10 o'clock ish, you know, depends on if the volume goes away or if we're in a trade. But it's 10 o'clock Central ish, which is 11 o'clock Eastern time, is when we're gonna quit. So yeah. About ready to get it on. I'm following with Mike here today. We got Mike Schwartz, really good trader. I like him, solid guy, and he streams a lot. He's there early. He streams late, streams the weekends. He's got a solid system, and when he's talking about the market, you know, it's no BS, there's no cussing. It's just straight up market, and I like that. I like that. So I've gravitated to Matt with the Trade Brigade, doing market analysis in his program, solid. And then Mike Schwartz, also solid. Just for pure entertainment, you can click over to Pat Whelan, but not anything that I would normally watch. Pat did teach me something. Pat Whelan, that is at BDH, is he's right on this too, and I'll be doing it all day today. Not that I got it from him, but bear flags, bull flags, any kind of flat bottom and flat top. Okay, flat bottom and flat top. You get something like this right here, a little range, and then you get a breakout just like we got right there. See, if I was on my own money, on my AMP account, I'd be trading this. That breakout of the VWAP is a beautiful trade. Ooh, look at that. Nice, beautiful. So the breakout of the VWAP been a beautiful trade. If I was on my own money, but I can't trade pre-market on this stupid prop account. I hate to say it that way. This is a funded prop account I'm trading. This is not an eval. I would never do that. Not at my stage. I recommend everybody else do that. You come through the ranks, but that's like amateur baseball. Got to do it, or maybe you got to do pee wee ball. You got to do junior high ball. Got to do high school ball, college ball. Got to do the lower ranks of ball, and then before you get to the major leagues. Major leagues is your own money. We'll be trading the NASDAQ, NQ, so the full minis. Just going to be doing 2 out the gate this morning. I got 2 loaded up, teed up for 2. Teeing up for 2 over there. Let's see here. He's talking. I'm going to mute him for just a second. Alex is talking. I'm going to turn Mike down as well. Let me get the remote real quick. What did I do with the remote? Here's the remote over here on the printer. Get that down to a 10, folks. 10, 10, 10, 10. I should have checked to make sure the mic was on, huh? The microphone is on. Yes, people had asked. I'm going to have some of these headbands and the visors made up with different colors of hair. Some curly, some straight, some frosted. Let's see here. Market's on in 6 minutes. Looking around, had a nice little pop there, but I'll just give a little lesson. Beautiful run. Look at this, the break of the VWAP. Here's ashy candles on 1 minute. There's a 30-second chart here. Came out of the bottom of this linear channel, right? Linear regression channel. Beautiful. All moving averages crossed over. Could have picked an entry anywhere. Tried to flush you out a little bit here. Negated 2 lows with that hammer there, but it wouldn't have scared me. I would not have entered this trade until we broke the VWAP. If I was on my own money, after you broke the VWAP, look, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. Basically, you just ride this rascal up. Once I get on a runner above my moving averages, and so look, the 5, the 10, and the 19 is how I have mine set. I'll change this blue line 19. I'll go down to 17, up to 21. That's kind of how I will look to see what the market makers are doing on these wicks, is where I'll set that one on the moving average. Just by looking backwards, I might use that hammer there to kind of establish it. That's be its own video. It's the kind of stuff you got to learn as you go. But I would just watch the ASHI, and as long as I didn't get a bottom tail, like this candle here would have probably scared me if I was running it on the 1 minute perspective. And when I seen this candle here, looks like it's exhaustion, I would have probably took out at least some of my trade. Beautiful little trade. This kind of trade right here with a couple of contracts, you'd be done for the day. Let's say you caught that around 245, 23, 245, and let's say you got out right here on this little shooting star. Somewhere in here, you might have got it out 245 to 265, 20 points. 20 points a day. I don't care how you get it. 4 or 5 scalps, 1 runner like this, your day's done. Be happy. All you have to do is adjust your contract size based on your pain level. If you're patient, these come. These come. A lot of people would have got out right there. You see that? That was a burst of energy that would have got me to a TP, a take profit right in there. But anyway, that was a good little trade. But you can't trade pre-market, so everybody's waiting for the bell. Da ding, da ding, ding. 827. You can see over there on the charts. On my screen. Let's see if you can see that. No, I got it trimmed down. But anyway, it's 8:27 in the morning on a Wednesday. I got you. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. So what we're going to do today, I'm worried about this open. Let's look at a 15-minute chart here. Let's clean it up some. I'm worried about this open. Let's put on our Lux Algo modified. There's open range yesterday. Sold off, kind of chopping around. I know that the ES, SPY, the S&P, all-time highs overnight. I don't like trade. It moves too slow for me and my micro scalps. I'm only in these trades a lot of times 20, 30 seconds, unless I catch a runner with the IC candles on a short time frame are telling me to stay in, then I'll stay in. 15-minute, quite the candle here, leading into the opening, aren't we? All right, back to the ones. I don't know. It's choppy. Everybody's thinking it's going to go to the moon. RSI passing 355. What's the boys doing? TNA. So lots of small caps are up. Tesla. I'm going to take this off. I don't care about that. Tesla itself. Nothing's open yet. So everybody was in the green yesterday of the Mag 7, pretty much. We just get like this. Get it on a 1, Jim. I think I'll watch it on the 30-second. That's always exciting. Let's watch it on the 30-second. We're going to turn off our opening range filter for now. And let's see here. So, yeah, I'm just going to be looking for any kind of momentum. So let me give you the trade setup real quick. We're going to be watching. Let's turn the sound on, Jim. We're going to be watching. First of all, we're going to do our time. Here's our time there, 9:29 and 26, 30, 28, 29. All right, we're about 2 seconds delayed. It's not bad. If it gets more than 4, I'll get concerned. I am working on getting my own Bookmaps installed, but this is working pretty good for now. You hear that noise? That's the popping of Bookmaps. Put that on 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. Let me go over here and turn Schwartz down a little bit. I'll just go ahead and mute him because it's time to get with it. We got 1 minute to the market's going to open. Let's watch the market open together. Here we go. Ding, ding, ding. Not taking any trades right now. We're letting this thing settle out. Right now, we're even on the volume, so I don't know. There's nothing for me to do. Even on volume. Volume is even though we're selling off on price action. The volume is pretty much even, so I can't pick a side yet because it could whip around and reverse you. It could reverse on you pretty quick here. So nothing to do. There's some icebergs in there. That's okay. Let's just see where we are here. Legging down. Legging down. Go ahead and do 2. All right, took out a little one right there. Just $40 on that. Just a quick offset on the volume. I just waited for the second, 30. I'm only on 30-second candles now. Remind you that. Took a little $40 scalp there. We're going to wait for this to settle out because now our volume's coming back and we paired. See, we're going to get more selling here. The tail right there kind of worried me. But that's okay. We did got $28 to the good there after commissions. I'm going to wait this out here. I should have went ahead and went short at the open. Should have went short at the open. Should have went short at the open. Wasn't feeling it. Just on 30, so you can't let that get too excited. But what do we do at the open? About, let's see, open 261. Yeah, 60 points. So you could have blew your whole account if you was on the wrong side of that, or if it was whipping around so much. Let's wait for the volume to come back the right way. 1, 2, 3. We're only 1 minute in. 1 minute in. $40 for a minute. Not bad. We'll take it. Nice volume. Let's let it settle down for a second here. Let's let it settle down. Let's let it settle down. Let's switch over to a 1 minute real quick. Turn on our opening range. Let it calculate. We're 9:32 and 14. All right, I'm up to 4-second gap between my Bookmaps feed. I'm going to go ahead and reset my Bookmap. And then I'm going to turn off the chat. It helps speed it up sometimes. 26, 27, 30. All right, I'm down to 3 seconds. Target's not wanting to come in here. Let's put it on the, let's go up to a 3 minute. Opening range, pretty big candle there. Slowing down on the momentum. More advancers than decliners right now. Let's see what we'll get. Let's see what we'll get. All right, there's your opening range. It printed. Boy, I didn't like how slow that was. Let me check out my, GPU's at only using like 20%, CPU at 6%. I mean, everything's good. So that must just be lag in there. So let's see what kind of reversal we're going to get here at that 213, 212 level here. All right, now we're just going to start doing some volume hunting. So we're watching a Bookmap volume over here on the right. We're going to switch back to our 30-second candles. See how long it's going to take here. We'll go ahead and turn off our opening range. We'll go back to that in a minute. It doesn't like those little short candles. Got our moving averages. We're on the 30-second candles. 3 minutes in. And we're waiting for some action. We're simply trading volume. You know, just imagine a trolley, right? And trolley's coming to a stop. And that means you got equal volume or low volume. And you could get on. And you just want to make sure you know what direction to get on. It's as simple as that. Get on the wrong direction. If you get on it for long and it goes the wrong way, you lose money. If you get on it the other way, you make money. Now, this is developing on a 30-second level, a little flat top, but we don't have volume. What I want is to see the advancers far exceed the decliners, maybe by at least 2 million. So like a 6 to a 4, 5 to a 3, so on and so forth. Trickling up like it's doing now is not interesting to me because it could turn around. You got to think like an arrow. I don't want it to be barely pulled back. I want it to be way pulled back and let go so it has a little bit of velocity. And that's what you get if you get a bunch of decliners versus advancers or vice versa. And then at the same time, I want to make sure that it has sustainabilities. And that's what we're using with icebergs and things like that. So this is going to trickle up. And a lot of people would have got this bottom and bought on the break of this candle. And that's nothing wrong with that. It's just not how I trade. And so I want to have it momentum, especially with the VWAP right there above us, which could be is a magnet, but also could be big resistance. So we're going to take a couple here if we can get through the VWAP with force. Let's see if the VWAP's going to hold here. Remember, we're only on a 30-second time frame, so we could have a whole train up above us on those other time frames. But I'm just looking for momentum in a small little time frame. Yeah, so that was a very tough level there with the VWAP. Where's the VWAP on our 5-minute? Well, the charts are taking a while to load up this morning. I'm going to need to go down to a shorter chart here. Still not wanting to load up. That's concerning. Let's go down to one chart. Let's move this chart to forward, and then let's go down to a single chart. Let's reset it. Yeah, I don't know why we're not getting the stuff loaded up. So now this is going to be a problem here. I bet it's because of the streaming. I bet it's because I'm streaming today and not recording. So I'm going to have to cut the stream off, everybody. I'm sorry about that, but I've got to make a living here. And I think the stream is hosing me up. Okay, so I apologize. I'll hit the record button and keep this going on the recording. Iceberg and Q-Cell.